record. All right, go ahead.
Welcome into the NAO show, spoof Halloween edition. Welcome in, Tank Top Mike, Mark. How's it going, boys?
Going good.
Feels good to be on top.
Yeah. I wouldn't know anything about that. I suck.
All right, so let's get into our theme of the week. Theme of the week this week, we're going to be talking about end of the season projections. But first, we have some previous duties to get to. Tank Top Mike, hit us up with those standings.
Well, guys, basically, I'm on top. The underdogs are on bottom, and everyone else is in between. You know, it feels good to be on top, but I know that that other guy is trying to make a run for it. But and you know, Dilly got lucky again this week. He got to play Orlando Football Club with two of his running backs out. So you know, it's not even fair. It's ridiculous. But anyways, I'm still on top. Feels good.
Airgate, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm just particularly happy that you're still above that other guy. We won't make his name. You know, he sucks.
Yeah, we do not mention his name. Well, we could not do an NAO show without the Miyagi donkey waxing of the week. And the DBs, that does not stand for defensive backs. They were expecting to earn the Miyagi, so they sent me in their notice. They were expecting a Rashad Penny breakout on Monday night, so they just went ahead and got their speech in. Even though they didn't get it, I figured I'd go ahead and give it since we have the perpetual F&G speech until he does not win it. I would like to thank my great bench this week for the Miyagi Award. Allen Robinson has truly been a wide receiver one. Robbie Anderson has picked up right where he left off, just like we all thought. Everybody else sucks. I'm going to go cry now. That's what they sent me.
You know what? I can picture Evan crying. You know, whenever Hup shared that picture in the chat of him spanking Evan this week, I can totally see him crying like that. That makes sense. I bet he did write that.
It was funny because Hump was obviously almost objecting to the rivalry there for a little bit, but he seemed to embrace it pretty good. So although I don't know if he doesn't consider Brandon either a team manager, we know he is because you know he's the only one you talk to in trades because we know Evan's the lieutenant in that team, but apparently Ricky doesn't consider Brandon worth his time.
You know, I was negotiating a trade last week, and I almost got it through for Stephon Diggs, and I've never been rejected that fast by Evan, but Brandon rejected me in like 32 seconds. I was so usually I deal with Evan because Brandon won't talk to me, but he was there to reject my trade.
I think Evan's a confused character. I don't think he even likes trading. I think it's forced against his will to trade, really. It's my personal opinion on that. But let's get into the season preview, I guess, for the end of the season. We're going to talk about each team, and we'll talk about how we expect them to end the season going on. We are midway through the regular season. We have 14 regular weeks coming up to week 8. Airgate, we're going to talk about the one who shall not be mentioned. How do you think Ian will finish the season?
Well, I'm going to surprise you here because I'm going to say I think he has a great chance of sucking the rest of the way. There's almost no chance that I think he's going to win any week, even when it's clearly obvious that he probably will most weeks, because apparently I have an issue with basic math and probability. So, which is why I play people like Donovan Peoples-Jones in my starting lineup and expect them to have a week. Because that's the kind of guy that I am, very on the pulse of the NFL. And I should be leaning in here occasionally. But yeah, ultimately he sucks, and he's gonna suck, and he's gonna continue to suck because that's just what he does.
All right, he's getting on a tangent there. Let's get to you, Tank Top Mike, the one right behind you in the standings. How do you think Ian's galvanized blue steel is going to finish the season?
I think that he's not really getting his bench guys enough work, and I really think that he would be better off if he can get some run for some of those bench guys. And really, like if he's gonna do it, he's got to get behind it with it. Hey. Oh, we hadn't talked about Kamara. We hadn't gotten to my team yet.
You got 30 touches.
30 touches. What's that mean?
Oh, Kamara. Did she tell you to trade for Kamara again this season?
She told me she demanded that I go get Kamara. So I traded the form and I'm making a run. It feels good to be on top. So what was that? No king shaming? Oh, all right.
All
right.
Isn't it it's rare for you to be on top, isn't it, Tank Top Mike?
Moving on.
No.
Moving on. I that other guy who will not be mentioned, I think he's got a good starting lineup, and some of his depth pieces haven't completely worked out, but he will probably end up in the playoffs again, thanks to unsolicited trades. But moving on, let's talk about the next team we will speak about. The next team, we're going to talk about FNG. FNG, Tank Top Mike, take us away.
Well, if he can get 50 points a game from Lamar Jackson, he really has a chance to not be at the bottom. I know the underdogs are really fighting him for that Miyagi Award week in and week out, and he didn't have Lamar Jackson have a big enough game this week. If he gets 30 points out of Lamar this week, he's not the Miyagi. So, I feel he's pretty locked into that bottom four position. But he might not be at the bottom.
Airgate, give us your prediction on FNG.
Yeah, I just want him to be that other guy. That's all I want. I don't care if he goes 2-14. I just want him to be the other guy. I know he's played him twice this season already, and that's all the time he's going to play him. But I still want him to beat him. That's it.
Well, he did trade me at Thielen, and if he could trade me a few more players so I would have a chance to beat that other guy, I would definitely accept it. Take that well. I think FNG is a great guy, and he's played on the rocks this year, right? He's had a rough season, but I really think Rashad Penny's going to break out the rest of the way. I think
he made his bed. He made his bed.
Yeah.
Whatever
that means.
I have a question, Mark. Did you trade for Thielen because you guys you're looking for the older players to kind of like make you feel better?
I think Thielen, like myself, ages like fine wine, and not like milk. So I that's why I went for Thielen, and them darn underdogs got me for Emmanuel Sanders, who I think is playing like he's a young whippersnapper right now and having a great season. Next team we will talk about, and I'll start off with this team. We're going to talk about Sean's team, Airgate, Fresh Prince of El Air. And Sean, I know that you're upset about CEH, but looks like Kansas City did learn how to use a running back last week. Got a lot of young guys on your team. You're going to be in that in-between spot moving the rest of the season.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping that 2 or 3 LSU players come out in the mid-season so I can draft them. That'd be great. So I have them the rest of the way. Really shore up that flex with a couple of LSU guys.
Got to shore up the flex.
Any LSU players out there, I have. I'll trade you pretty much anything I have for them. Any of them. Punter. I'll give you a first for LSU punter. Do they have a punter? I don't know, but I want him.
Tank Top Mike, I think that the underdogs got a LSU player today in a very, very fair and even trade.
Yeah, it unfortunately it didn't make the deadline for.
We can't talk about it.
We can't talk about it, so we're going to send that on to this week. But for Airgate's team, this was an Alabama player he traded for. But wouldn't he like to have Devontae Booker on his team right now and all that pick capital? Your team sucks anyway, so why are you going to give a first round pick away for a wide receiver 3?
Well, I wanted to shore up the flex. Come on, you know the rules.
Got to show up that flex.
You did it, so I mean you're letting Dilly stay in it, man. You're giving him trade so that he can give players to the other guy. So you can't have it both ways.
Speaking of Silly Dilly, let's talk about Silly Dilly. 5-2 on the season. How do we think he is going to finish the season? It's been a lot of fun in the chat. And I just want to say I think he sucks.
Hey, I'm going to take this one first, man. This will be an interesting case study at the end of the year. But if what championship teams, the number of teams that are going to win in redraft that drafted Tom Brady in the 10th round, they got him later on in the game, and he's just riding that old man onto the promised land, and he's riding great matchups. So I'm not happy about the matchups that he's had and Sean giving his team away, but I'd love to face him in the playoffs because he sucks, and I'm sure he's not going to perform then. So he's in playoff contention right now, but I suspect that he'll get passed up probably by Swamp Dick or Orlando Football Club.
Airgate, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who was in charge of the schedule, and even though Dylan played the 5 of the 6 hardest teams ranked for preseason the first 6 weeks, he's just so lucky. He had the easiest schedule, so I don't know who made the schedule, but that guy's a moron. And Dylan sucks, just sucks. So yeah, just terrible.
I think we can all agree that Ian is really running that team. It's like a farm system for Dilly. I think that's just common knowledge at this point. Just common knowledge.
Well, I don't want to point out the obvious, but if it is indeed Ian's farm team, Ian's got 2 teams in the playoffs, so that's pretty good. I don't want to give the other guy too much credit, but that's it's pretty good.
Hey, we don't give that guy credit on this show.
We're about to have to replace you now, Tank Top Mike. If you didn't have the Tank Talks going for you, probably replace you with Aaron, which is the next team we're going to talk about. Quest for 6, Orlando City FC, and running back issues there. He's got 2 really good receivers, and he is in a firm spot to make a playoff push, but a lot like last year, just out of the playoff reach right now. So,
yeah,
Airgate.
I mean, I have obviously we all know this. I have an unusual obsession with Aaron, and he can do no wrong in my eyes. So I just feel really bad for the guy. You draft every running back from one team, and you wonder why when they go down, you're in a bind. It's just crazy. I don't understand it. It makes really no sense. And now he has the Devontae Adams COVID issue this week coming in. The guy's really, aside from having me as a friend, he's cursed. He's really cursed. In fact, that's probably a big part of it. Probably having me as a friend is why he's cursed. Yeah, I feel bad for you, Aaron.
Tank Top Mike, we got to rush, but what do you think about Orlando City FC?
You know what? I'd love to face him in the playoffs with a crippled wide receiver, running back core. Just to be fair, I don't know that he drafted all the running back core there. I think that he actually let's review that trade because I don't think that. Oh yeah, let's see here. That was you, Mark, that traded him Kareem Hunt, and that's a good one to look back on. Just for a first round pick, you gave up a second, a third, and Kareem Hunt for a first round pick.
Yeah,
so I don't know who that. I hope you like that pick, but
what are we talking about again?
Was it Chase?
Hold on, where am I?
No,
Sleepy Mark. Come on,
sorry,
Mark.
Sorry.
I don't think that was for Jamari Chase. That was back in February. I don't know. So it's team 1 as the trades. I don't know.
Moving on, we are going to talk about the underdogs. Underdogs have underperformed. They are 2-5 on the season, opposite of Silly Dilly's record. And out of the playoff run right now, Tank Top Mike, take it away on the underdogs, the underachievers.
Man, when you look at their roster at the beginning of the year, you thought that they were gonna be in contention, but it's not even that they've had bad matchups. They just have underperformed and sucked.
They're pretty
It's going to be
terrible.
difficult for them to make the playoffs. I don't know if they can. I don't think they got the horses to go on a run. So, I'm definitely reaching out to them now to see who I can buy to stay on top, because Tank Top stays on top.
Tank Top. Got it. Arrogate.
Yeah, the Dawkin brothers, or whatever it is we're calling them these days. Yeah, it's wonderful to see. I think we all like to see it. I guess two heads aren't better than one. It's a shame they lost Christina McCafferty, whatever the guy's name is, early in the season, because they may have been more difficult. But yeah.
Last teams we have not talked about. Let's look here. Just kind of scroll through. Tank Top Mike, not much to talk about. You're on top. That's pretty much it, right?
That's it. That's all you need to know. Going to stay on top, baby.
Team Goofy Jace. Team Goofy is 4-3 and in the playoffs right now. Put Mike Evans on the block today. We'll see how that goes for him. Any words on Goofy Jace? About like how he responds to trade offers. It took y'all a delay there to answer, so we're going to move on. Swamp Dick Pot Grower is 4-3 and one is a game of the playoffs, but underscored at the moment. He made a big trade that we will talk about next week because it missed the deadline, so we'll move on past him. I believe that is it. Other than my team, the Tough Luck Kids, we're 2 games in a row right now. As the kids say, we are juking and jiving at the moment.
Yeah, that luck's turning around.
Yeah, I just want to. We just breezed by Swamp Donkey, but I just want to talk about him. Like at the beginning of the year when he came in and took over that team, who thought that they were going to be a contender this year? Like when we saw that team in the offseason, when Saquon got kicked out of town and given away, we thought, man, that's a team that's going to be in the dumps for the next 3 or 4 years. And they fired their head coach, got a new head coach in there, and man, you're already seeing progress. It's pretty impressive.
Well, players that were on Humpback's team that are no longer is staggering, considering the fact that he is in the playoff hunt right now. He had Cooper Kupp that he traded away. He had Michael Pittman that he traded away. It looks like he's the sole reason Tank Top Mike might be on top at the moment. Those can't be right. The numbers have to be off. But it does look like he traded away some good players, but his roster construction, he did go out and get Derrick Henry, and he's going to ride him all the way to the promised land, possibly. That's going to do it for our show this week. But before we wrap up, we have some thank yous to go out. I will start us off with the thank yous. I would like to thank the entire NAO crew, that's us, for keeping this show alive, going on a season and a half now. Truly appreciate all of our hard work making this thing happen. I know that our loyal fans also appreciate all the hard work we're doing. But in all sincerity, I personally really appreciate the NAO show. You guys keeping this thing going each and every week. It's a lot of fun to be able to keep up with our league. I brag about the show a lot. Other people talk about their fantasy football leagues, and I say, does yours have a podcast? No, it does not. That's why ours wins. Just like Tank Top Mike, we are also the top league.
Yeah, we're the top league. We're the best. And, as Tank Top Mike, I want to thank the guys in the show for keeping it going. When you don't think that anybody's listening, just know you've got 8 other loyal fans out there that are listening, and we enjoy the energy that you guys put into it each week. As Tank Top Mike, I appreciate what the show has been brought to and how it's brought out a whole new persona. And we were talking, off air earlier in a happy hour, just about how, since Tank Top Mike has taken on the Tank Top persona, we've really started to see even more of his personality come out. And it's been a lot of fun getting to know the guys through the show. So I'm grateful for us and for the show that has gone on.
Airgate.
Yeah. And for sure, me too. Obviously, it's cool to watch and be a little bit of a part of in the behind the scenes a little bit. And one thing what's really cool is everybody up until this point, except for Silly Dilly, who I think at this point is out of principle, have been on the show at least once. feel like that would have to be like a 2-episode special if he did come on, because they wouldn't cover anything in the first one.
It would not get allowed to upload to YouTube. There would be way too many extras.
Yeah, for sure. But it's definitely been cool to see, like you said, getting to know the guys. We're obviously kind of scattered around the country, and getting to know the guys in their little cameos has been pretty cool too. So just outside of the chat. So yeah, even the redheaded wonder himself.
I think there's a love building there.
No.
All right. Well, we got to wrap up the show. Take it away.
Yeah, we're done. Sean, you suck.